What's up, everybody? It's another edition of Haas Talks presented by Performance Electronics, powered by Telstar Technologies. And joining me on this show, Tyler Edwards, better known as Ted, wherever that came from.
Yeah, wherever that came from.
I mean, it's kind of legendary now.
Yeah, thank goodness it's stuck around this long.
Ted Inc.
Yeah, Ted Inc. Man, we're having fun with that anyways. We're trying to get somewhere with it.
Well, for most folks that don't know, which I don't know why they wouldn't know about Tyler Edwards, I mean, come on. I mean, you're a guy.
I'm kind of a nobody, man.
Oh, come on. Give
No.
yourself credit here, man. It all started in Celina.
Yeah, it all started back there. I started racing go-karts when I was 5, and that was about it. And then we've traveled ever since then racing. That's pretty much all I've done. So.
Do you come from a racing family, like a background
Not
of
at
racers?
all.
Or was it something where you were like, Dad, I don't want to ride my bicycle anymore. I want a go-kart.
Pretty much it. My dad was always kind of into racing for sure, watch NASCAR and stuff like that. But he just asked me one day if I want a go-kart, and that was it, man.
You were sold.
Yep, that was it.
Yep, I'm in. I'm in. Give
And
it to me now.
we ran our first race. I think I wanted to ran second, one of the two, and we won the next night out. And we won 2 or 3 races there out of the gate. So that was like I was in right out of the start. So we was into it.
Once you're into go-karts, how long did you race go-karts before moving on, making your next move? So you started out 5 years old. How old are you before you make your next move?
Well, so we raced 2 different styles of go-karts. I got into flat carts when I was 7, ran IKF, and I learned quite a bit there keeping the cars straight, but I went to micros pretty much almost when I was 10, and I think that was the right time to move up for me.
First micro, what kind of car was it?
It was an up front chassis, pretty much just like a Factor 1 at the time, like a narrow Factor 1 is what it was a lot like, and we ran that. I had that thing forever, actually. I raced that car till I was 14, 15 when I moved out west, so that was the last car I sold.
What car number?
98 was what I started with.
Yeah, why 98?
Well, 98 was the year I started racing for sure, and I saw a late model one time Tony Stewart drove that was number 98, and I thought it looked cool, so I was like, I like that number.
I'm in.
And then all the old school sprint cars and stuff, there's a lot of 98s, so a lot of good drivers drove those, Foyt and all them boys.
You've been around for quite some time doing different things, different cars, different styles of racing and everything else. So you go from Celina to California?
Yeah.
How does that happen? How does a kid from Celina get the call, ring, ring, yes, is this the future Ted Inc.?
Yeah.
We'd like to see you in California, sir.
Well, honestly, what happened is my parents got me a school deal for Cruiseman to go out there so I get some laps in a sprint car and midget to see if that's what I really wanted to do before they spent money on it, and it got rained out. And he asked me to come run a race, for the same price, no big deal. And we did it, and we won, so he made me a deal the rest of the year to run the championship, and that was it. I was in Cali from then till, for 4 years after that, so 3 years.
Your first time ever in a sprint car, what was that like? I mean, making that adjustment. Can you think back to that first time of strapping in?
Yeah, I still remember
you're
it.
Putting the lap belts on, you reach down, you get the crotch belt, you're all buckled in and everything else, about to push off. What's going through your mind?
Well, I was definitely like, there's no way I can control this thing. Like, I'm not ready for this right now. There's no way I'm ready. I'm a 15-year-old kid, there's no way I'm ready. Then I hit the gas and my heart sank like it was the most power I've ever felt. So, and then when I felt that was everything right there. That's all I needed.
Okay, so in that same mindset that you have right there, think of today's kids. You think of today's kids that are 15 getting into these sprint cars. You know that feeling. Do you feel like there's any added pressure from whenever you're 15 years old getting into that sprint car? Do you feel added pressure that this is I got to do this. I have to.
Definitely, because you're put in a spot as a kid. Your parents are risking a lot to get you somewhere, and I realized that. So I really felt the pressure to perform every time.
So you're in California for 4 years. Are you racing the whole time? Are you working at the In-N-Out Burger or?
I was actually in the shop the whole time. My dad was out there with me for a year and a half, 2 years. So he was in the shop with me every day. So we both, learned sprint cars together, and that was pretty cool. I was lucky, man. I was homeschooled for 2 years, and I was living the dream really as a kid. It was pretty awesome.
So you said you're there for 4 years, and you're working, you're learning, you're basically going to school,
Mm-hmm.
really. So those 4 years that you're there, you said that you come back to Celina to finish your senior year of high school.
And I was still going. That's why I'm like in there. I was still going to California a lot too. So that's why I'm like I take 4 years from when I was 15 because I was still out there a lot. But yeah, I moved back to Celina. I wanted to really graduate with all my friends I started with, man, and play basketball my senior year. So that was, and I got to do that and keep racing too and stay involved. But I did take a 2-year break for a little bit and went to school. But yeah, after high school.
To college.
Went to college.
What was the major there?
Business, because I really didn't have a direction. I didn't know which way I wanted to go. So
Right.
It was definitely just business and really partying. That was really the major, honestly.
Yeah.
So, and we got through that, and I got out of that phase and went back to racing. So.
Whenever you went back to racing, was that back to California to?
Oh man, that's honestly, it was Trey and Josh Marcham drug me out of the woods, man, and took me somewhere. We went to the Sprague, and we went and won the prelim night with Josh.
Yes, I remember that. I remember
that was I was back then. I was like, all right, let's do this. I'm ready to go racing again, and I've been at it ever since then.
And
hardcore.
Over the years, you've raced for a lot of different teams. I mean, from the Cruiseman stuff into the Stone Trucking cars to working with Jimmy Mays, and those guys and everything else throughout the years. What's been like one memory that's kind of stuck out whenever you're going through these years of different drivers and different times? I mean, you're working in different places. Do you find like the style in California is a little bit different to the style in, let's say, whenever you were working in Missouri? Because you worked in Missouri for Slater Helt for 2 years.
Yes, yeah, totally. I mean, it is different. Well, there, like when I was with Jimmy May, he knows pretty much everything, when it comes to the sport and on race cars in general, knows it all. So that was a little different for me because I had to learn under him. And when I was a Slater, I pretty much did everything on my own and had to learn it on my own. So that was two totally different styles there. But the way those guys go about everything is definitely different. West Coast to Midwest, for sure. Everybody does it a little different.
Whenever you went to work for Slater Helt, you guys were full time. It was NonWing, right?
Yeah,
like
we went War Series right out of the gate, and he never drove a NonWing sprint car or a sprint car at all.
Yeah, because he came from micros.
Yeah, and he was really pretty good in the wing deal with Power Eye. Was real fast in that, and went just straight to a NonWing sprint car, which I think he might have progressed a little better if he went to the wing car first. And we talk about that still this day, but. Yeah, he did pretty good first time out though, right out of the gate in a non-wing.
So now you're you kind of take a step back from racing in these later years here, and you're more of a crew guy, a crew chief.
Yeah.
And not only that, you're driving the truck.
Yeah.
How does a guy you go from 15 years old racing go-karts and racing on the West Coast to becoming a crew chief and a truck driver? Like, you're a truck driver.
Yeah.
Like,
pretty much. I'm just a glorified truck driver, really.
How do you learn how to do that?
Well, you just jump in and go, man. You just jump in and go. That was the only way I could learn. I mean, being around guys that know a lot about it, give you the basics on air brakes and, just pay attention to everything. And it was actually pretty easy once you get going. So.
Yeah. Just like driving a big boat, but
yeah,
a big old Cadillac.
Yeah, big old caddy just floating down the road, man.
Road.
Going with the breeze. Yeah.
Has there ever been a time where you're like, you're rolling down the road and you get into a tight spot where you're like, I need to call somebody and get some help?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That happens. Well, actually, me and Chris Cochran and Tucker Klausmeyer, we were middle of somewhere and broke down. I don't remember. I don't remember what happened to us, but I know we was stuck for a while, and we called Quinn. Actually, no, it was close to Sweet Springs. We was going to Illinois. And we called Quinn Jones, and I think he saved us. I don't remember. I think we was out of there in about 4 or 5 hours, but I think we blew out a tire, and then it broke a bunch of crap, like a bunch of electrical stuff. And
horrible.
Yeah, it was a bad deal. We didn't know what to do, so and then Quinn. We just called Quinn because we knew he had something to do with trucking company or something. So. And he saved us.
Up with somebody.
Yeah, he saved us, man. That's the best part about the racing industry, though, is these people are amazing.
So whenever you came back,
do anything for you.
You came back to Missouri, and then you came back to Celina for a little bit. Then you went back to the West Coast, right?
Yeah.
and kind of dabbled in a little bit of racing and a little bit of
yeah,
working.
that's it. That's, I mean, the last few years, I've been back and forth to there and just really racing and working. I mean, pretty much everybody I drive for out there, I've got to work for too. So, in which it works out good because I know what I'm driving. You know, I like being able to do that. So, really, I'm really confident when I get into the car. You know, that helps me a lot. So,
now you're back in Oklahoma.
Full time.
Hopefully for a little while.
Yeah,
Hopefully it's not like a 18-month stint.
No, I hope not, man. I plan on being with the Select boys a long time. And, you know, it's in Tub, too, with all that. You know, we're just a big family down there, really. So that's the way I feel about it anyways.
So let's talk about Tub. Since you bring it up, it's a brand that, I mean, it's just stuck. A wild hair-eyed idea that happened at Knoxville.
Yeah.
And it's just stuck.
Yeah, that was I'm so blessed that it did, man. It's been a wild ride for sure. It's been so much fun. So I love the Tub stuff.
Have you used some of your college experience going for a business degree? Have you used that in the tub in the tub industry?
No, I haven't had to do much, man.
Or have you used that partying experience to force the Tub?
Now that's probably helped Tub a little more, I'd say, than the business, you know, but my business degrees helped me a little bit, or not a degree, but going to school for business, it's definitely helped me a little bit and learn a few things. And the party part of it, that's what Tub's about in some scenarios anyway. That's what we're about. So it's a good time.
It's all about having
a
good time.
Fun. That's what it's all about. So
so what is your Tub moment in your career? If you think about your Tub moment, what's Ted's like? Here's my tops up here, bud moment. Or can you share it?
Oh, well, if it's in a race car, I definitely could share it. I definitely tubbed Jason Leffler one time and then slid him back and then stuffed him. That was definitely one of my coolest moments of my racing career. I feel terrible about it, but it was Chili Bowl, man, and that's my only excuse. And it was a bad slider, but he hit the brakes and he parked it in the wall. It was last lap of the A main, so on prelim night.
So let's talk about Chili Bowl. We're kind of just all over the place here. Let's talk about Chili Bowl. You've ran the Chili Bowl several times in years and different cars and different folks.
I've been lucky, I think I've ran it 11 times now.
What do you think has brought you to that? I mean, what do you credit that to? I mean, people calling you and saying, "Hey, man, we got this car for you to drive." Is it just your driving style, your attitude, your work ethic? I mean, what do you think? What do you give that credit to?
I mean, I really don't know. I guess it could be a combo of all of that. I've been lucky to meet good people, and they've happened to see me drive when they do, and they keep wanting to put me in a car and believe in me. So that's a big deal. I've just been around people that's believed in me. So that's really it. I mean, there ain't many rides out there. It's just they're few and far between, and the ones you get, those are just just happen to be at the right place at the right time. So that's really all it is.
And then your attitude overall, not only just your performance, but your attitude. I mean, you're a pretty positive guy.
Yeah, I try to stay positive for sure.
And you keep up a good rapport with these people, and that's what keeps them coming back. Whenever you walk into the expo, whether it be for the shootout or for the Chili Bowl, a lot of people there know Tyler Edwards. A lot of people there know Ted.
Yeah.
What's that feeling like, being able to get all of your friends, all of your peers, all these people in one building at once, and how do you juggle it? Because like for me, over the past, let's say 2 years, now I feel like I've made it.
Totally.
People know who I am.
Definitely.
And it's so cool. It's humbling experience.
It is.
Knowing
it's
all
different.
these people.
Yeah.
How do you? I mean, whenever you walk into the building, you just get this sense of like, I'm home. Here I am.
It is. That's the same feeling I get too. I just love all the people, dude. I love it. I love talking to them. When I'm working, it's a little different. But when I'm driving and that Chili Bowl atmosphere like that, that's everything to me, man. I love that. I eat all that up. It's awesome.
Talk to me about the relationship that you have with Trey, Gage, and Layden and the Select boys. For those that you don't know, Trey Robb, Gage Robb, Layden Pearson, Select Coatings, 3 of the fastest micro drivers out of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
No doubt the work that you guys put in, the effort that you guys put in, and then having that caliber of driver, what is that like for a crew chief?
Oh, dude, it's amazing to be able to work with those 3. They they make my life a lot easier. You know, they're going to go out and get all they can out of the race car every time, and they do a good job of it. So that, to me, I mean, I'm way confident when we go to the racetrack. I know we're going to have a solid night. Whether we win or lose, we're going to be there. We're going to be in the mix, and that's what makes it fun. That right there keeps you from getting burnt out when you have to work, you know, as much as we do to keep a team up like this. But
because it's not just 3 drivers. It's 3 drivers. It's 6 cars.
6 cars.
It's all the spares.
Yeah.
It's the rig. It's the making sure you have everything you need.
Yeah.
It's the making sure that you're – and then juggling with Tub.
Yeah.
I mean, because Tub is basically the select boys.
Yeah.
You add in Marcham. You add in Bogsy. I mean, you guys are always together.
Yeah, we're a family, man. Yeah, for sure.
That's the other thing. The next thing that I was going to say, it's not like you're working.
Yeah, no,
That's
right.
You just have family time, right?
That's right, man. It's definitely, none of this is work, for sure. I love it all. So it's definitely not a job, none of this. So it's really a fantasy world we live in. I can't believe we get to do half the stuff we do. So
So you're in Norman now. Are you roommating with one of the
No, I'm actually with my mom. Renfro, Braden was living with me, and he just moved back and went to college. But yeah, I'm just me and my mom hanging out.
So let's talk about Renfro real quick. He's a kind of under the radar guy. I saw that he ran the hustle in the Velox car. Didn't do too shabby, really, for not being in a car for I don't even know the last time he was in a car, really. I mean, it's been a while, and he did pretty savvy.
Yeah, he did excellent, I thought.
Well, what's it like having – because it's not just you. It's not just Gage Laney. It's just not them. It's a whole crew of people. I mean, you get Howard in the shop.
Yeah, Howard, yeah.
He may be crazy and kind of particular on where his 9/16 wrench is because if you move it, he's going to know that you moved it. It's kind of like,
yeah.
Did you touch my drum set, Brennan?
Yeah,
I know you touched my drum set.
Yes.
Did you touch my 9/16 Ted?
Yeah.
I know you touched my 9/16.
I rub my nuts all over it. That's usually what I tell him.
But it's a whole group. I mean, everybody that's behind the team effort, there's a lot of people behind the scenes that make it all happen too, and that's just that it's outstanding to see you guys as group and your organization and the way you guys just work and have fun.
Totally.
It's kind of relaxing and refreshing to see that it's not so serious, but whenever it's time to get serious,
right,
you guys get serious.
We do. And that's we have to with everything we got. We got to have our fun, but it's with everything there, we have to take it really serious. So it's. To be good, you got to take it a little bit serious for sure. And now that we actually got a few other guys on board, Josh Hammonds and Matt Moore, it's going to make things even more fun and easier, on me, and I think on the boys too, on everybody. It's going to make it a lot easier. So
times are changing. It's just getting better and better. Did you ever foresee yourself being in the position that you're in right now?
No. I always knew I wanted to race my entire life. That's all I ever wanted to do. But I never thought we'd be right here, for sure.
Growing up as a kid, whenever you very first started out, were you like, man, I can't wait to race my micro and then go to college and get a degree in business?
No.
Did you ever think of that?
No.
Like being a kid growing up, was it, I'm going to be a race car driver?
I'm trying to race sprint cars or get to NASCAR. That's all I wanted to do when I was younger. Once I got a little older and realized how things worked, all I wanted to do was race sprint cars full time. That was it. But
so with that being said now, whenever you think about, you see the younger generations that are coming through the rankings right now, there's a lot of them that, and a lot of parents that are like, my kid's the next Kyle Larson.
Right.
My kid's the next Christopher Bell. My kid's the next David Gravel. There's only so many spots to fill.
That's right.
Along the way. What is your advice? Do you have any advice that you would give to like those upcoming, to the 10-year-old Ted?
Yeah.
Is there any advice that you want to give, that you would be able to give to them to keep them on track, just to say, hey, here's how it is, and be mindful of it? I mean, is there any?
The lows are always lower than the highs, and you're going to have a lot of bad nights out there, but you got to keep your head in it and keep your confidence and stay at it, because there was a lot of nights that I just wanted to quit doing this stuff and just give it all up, but you got to stick at it. Stick it out and keep getting better and keep trying. I mean, eventually it'll pay off. So
let's have a little bit of fun. I'm going to give you a couple options here. You tell me which one you like better. In racing, are you a guy that's going to go change shocks or change your stagger?
Well, I can answer that a lot of ways, I guess. But I'm probably going to first off probably go to, staggers for one of the first things you do. And then, shocks, it goes together. So, I don't know. I like tuning on them both. So.
Are you a wing or a non-wing guy?
Non-wing for sure.
Non-wing guy. Are you a flat track or a high bank track?
High bank, man. Actually high bank and short. I like the high bank shorter stuff.
Like the bull rings
I like the bull rings. Yeah, I like flat tracks like Paris, but Paris still got some bank in it too, and it's scary. So yeah, stuff like that. Definitely the high bank stuff. Fast.
Are you more of a heavy early on in the night, or do you like slick to a curb?
Slick to a curb, because I'm gonna get down there like Brady Bacon and roll some bottom.
Really?
Yeah, I'll get up there and pound the curb down too when I need to, but I can pay the bills running the bottom for sure.
Is that the reason why we're about to come out with the BDHB?
Yeah, that's part of it, because I probably am the only one in that group that religiously runs the bottom. So I love the top too, but I'm definitely I like working my feet a lot, so I love the bottom. I have a lot of fun running it, so I enjoy it down there.
Now, whenever it comes to morning or after the races, you're going into IHOP, you're going into Waffle House. Are you a bacon or sausage guy?
Dude, I am bacon double cheeseburger with an egg on it. That's where I'm going. Yeah.
Definitely.
We going to Waffle House? Yeah, that's what I'm rolling with. Or any of them. IHOP, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm rolling with.
So you like your egg with the yolk in it. You don't like the scrambled egg?
I like scrambled eggs too, but I like it a little messy on my burger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a little mess?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a little mess.
Yeah.
Do you like pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes, for sure.
Are you like a lot of butter and a lot of syrup? Or
Not much butter. I'm more syrup for sure. More syrup. Yep.
Are you a orange juice or a milk guy?
Both. But strawberry milk's my goat. That's the goat for me. I love strawberry milk.
Not very many people go with the strawberry milk.
No, I don't know why.
It's kind of underrated, I think.
It's definitely underrated.
I think
a big
people
fan.
get it mixed up with like Pepto-Bismol
Yeah,
or something,
it kind of does look that way, I
Right?
guess. It does.
I like some strawberry milk. It's been a while since somebody said something about some strawberry milk.
Yeah, dude.
I'll get some strawberry.
Yeah, I love some strawberry milk.
Are you a sunrise or sunset type of guy?
Sunset.
Are you like a texter or like a caller?
Caller for sure. And I'm not even that good with my phone, period. So I'm more of a caller. I don't text much.
Are you a Twitter or Facebook guy?
Twitter. I like Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter.
Yeah, I like Twitter.
Are you a hugger or a kisser?
Hugger.
Yeah, you like to hug it out.
Yeah.
Safer that way.
Yeah, a lot safer that way.
Are you into like blondes or brunettes?
Oh man, that's a tough question. Brunettes for sure, though. Definitely.
It's a roll of the dice.
It's brunettes for sure.
Brunettes
definitely.
for sure.
Yeah.
Is Ted a single guy or is Ted
single? Man, I've been single for a long time, and I don't plan on ever changing that for a while.
Between you and I mean, cameras away, it's kind of hard being in a relationship, being in a position that you're in, or
totally.
because your weekends are tied up.
That's it. Your weekends are tied up, and man, I can't really get into it like the way I need to, and that's the problem. Or put the time and effort into a relationship.
I think if you look at the big picture, and even on your team, Perry Robb hit the freaking jackpot.
Yeah, Megan's awesome.
Gage hit the jackpot.
Yeah, Sarah's awesome
Trey
too.
hit the jackpot.
Yeah, they're all great.
Doggone, man.
Yeah,
It's like, y'all got any sisters over here?
Yeah, right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they're
I've been asking
great.
Frank that for years. I'm like, dude, you got lucky when you got Ashley.
Yeah,
Ashley's she have any
awesome.
sisters? No.
Nope.
Any cousins? Frank has cousins, but they're all married
I
too.
wish it worked that way, man.
It'd be so much easier. Life would be so much
way
easier.
Yeah.
Whenever it comes down to the life of Ted, like, how do you want to be remembered?
Man,
how do you want to be? If you had to, first of all, if you had to describe Ted to somebody that's never met Ted, if you're like, hey man, you need to be my buddy Ted. He is so.
You probably don't want to hear what I'd have to say about myself, so it probably wouldn't be very positive. But I am a positive person for sure. But if it comes to myself, if I'm talking about myself, I'm as negative as it gets. So I've always been that way. I guess I like to help people out. I'm more of a.
You're more of
them and not me.
Yeah. All right.
So
you want to know how I would describe Ted?
how's that?
Crazy.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I would use that one for sure. This dude's a wacko, man.
Yeah.
This guy's a psycho.
This dude's a wacko, but you're gonna freaking love him. Just wait.
Yeah.
Don't give him any captain early on.
Yeah, like, that's
Stick
exactly
with a cold
right.
beer.
Yeah.
Don't give him captain
No.
until like 1 o'clock.
We do that. Yeah, we get
Yeah.
on captain too early. It's bad news bears, man.
How do you describe your racing style?
Like
on track. Do you consider yourself a conservative? Do you consider yourself aggressive?
Honestly,
or does it depend on the racetrack at the time?
And it depends on who I'm driving for too. You know, if like it's a deal where I've got to, definitely
let's say,
pay for if I junk this deal.
Let's say, for example, you're running for like Matt and Ashley Ward, for example. Like, I mean, Word worthy, whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
whoever they are. Yeah.
That'll ever happen. Like, what's your style going into that night? Let's say you draw. You're going to run A-class and non-wing. You're starting third row outside of the non-wing. You're starting front row pole of the A-class. What are your thoughts going into that night?
I'm going to get all out of this thing I can get, man. I mean, I'm real confident in the race car, but definitely with Ethan working on it too. But, I mean, that's the thing. You got to know what you're getting into like that. So I'm definitely confident I'm going to get all I can out of it going in. I'm going to be aggressive out of the gate.
The other thing about Ethan is if you don't listen to him and you come into the pits, he's just going to be standing there looking at the ground shaking his head.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to disappoint him.
He will show his disappointment.
Yeah.
It doesn't
matter
if you're his dad or if you're Ted. He doesn't care.
That's
he will
why
show
I want
his disappointment.
That's why I want to do a good job tonight, man. At least if we don't get some W's or run up front, at least we put on a show. That's what I'm here for. As long as he has a good night and everybody has a good night, man, I'll be pumped. So
that'll be satisfying. How long has it been since you've ran a micro?
I think 4 years, honestly. It's either in Indiana for Blaine Culp or Eddie Middleton Jr. At Shootout, I think, maybe.
Man.
Like 3 or 4 years ago, something like that.
So is it going to take a while for you to get back in the rhythm of the night?
I think so, for sure, because I've never drove a ladder micro. I have, but I was like 14, 13 years old. It was a long time ago. But, I've never really drove one of these, so I'm excited definitely to do that. But it's definitely going to be it's going to be a little bit. Hot laps will help me a lot. And then heat race, I might struggle a little, but I'll figure it out. By the end of the night, we should be solid, super solid. So I'm hoping anyways.
In closing, is there anything else that you feel we could, without going in depth, because we probably do need to do like a Ted Inc. in depth behind the scenes.
I would be fun. I'd like to do that.
Like seriously, to tell the full story. This is kind of like the Cliff Notes.
Yeah, right.
Is there anything that we haven't made mention of, or something that people should know about Tyler Edwards?
Man. Not off the top of my head. It's just because it's just all racing. So, I mean, There's really not much else. And that's the deal with me, too. Everything's out there. So, I mean, I don't hide nothing. I have nothing to show or nothing to hide. So, everything's out there. I don't know. That's tough.
Well, don't forget, Top's up here, bud.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the boys, I got to, that's Tub's everything to me. But, anything else about me, I can't. Man, catch me on iRacing sometime,
There you go.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, that's about it.
Catch me outside. How about that?
Catch me outside, yeah.
Guys,
and I'm a big sneaker guy. Big sneaker
guy.
Yeah, I love Jordans. I buy a lot of retro shoes. I'm a big shoe guy. So
Big shoe guy.
Yeah, big shoe guy.
You're into basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's been Hoss Talks with Ted.
Introducing the Performance Electronics Wideband O2 sensor with Bluetooth. With just 3 wires, installation couldn't be easier. Quickly connect your smartphone to our simple app to monitor your engine's air-fuel ratio in real time without gauges. The PE Wideband O2 sensor is just one of many Performance Electronics products that can add brains and brawn to your next high-performance project. Find them all at pe-ltd.com.